Alright, so this happened this past January, 2020, right before the pandemic. We used to have a location in Newport Richey, Florida. And we had some computers shipped down there, and there was no one to help set them up. So they were like, okay, one option is we send someone down there to go get them set up. So I volunteer because I figured it'd be easier. I'm like, let me just get it out of the way. I was going to go down on a Sunday morning, first thing in the morning, and come back Monday evening. So, not much time to actually do anything. I'd be working a Sunday, work most of Monday, then just immediately get on the plane back. So I'm like, I volunteer for this, but I hate Florida. Florida to me is nothing but drugs and old people. I truly believe Florida is heaven's waiting room. If you see I have a shirt, Marco Island Boxing. Nice, rich retirement community full of old people. So anyway, I go down to Newport Richey. What I did not know is that Newport Richey was the meth capital, well, is the meth capital of America. So I get there, got a rental car, driving around, and I'm just like, what is wrong with everybody? Like, all these people are high. I've never even seen the office that we're going to. I got to Florida, picked up the car, and just drove straight to the office. I'm working on a Sunday. It's above a Wells Fargo in a shopping mall, a strip mall. And I'm like, is it safe for me to park the car around here? What? This is weird. So anyway, I get in there, meet one of the managers, and we just get up and I just start banging it out, setting up these computers. They're good to go. So, I worked until about like 6, 7 p.m. Go to the hotel, check in, get something to eat, and go to bed, get up, do it all over again. So now it's Monday. The employees start filtering in. So I'm like, new computers, let me help them, get set up. Now, I've talked to these people through email and over the phone. Never really met any of them in person. It was interesting. Remember, meth capital of the country. My favorite game became to see how many people actually had all their teeth. I got to 3 people. I've never seen so many face and neck tattoos in my life. And I don't like talking about people like this, but they were not the brightest bunch. The company never really wanted to pay a lot of money, so they only paid minimum wage, and sometimes with minimum wage, you're not always going to get the best people. So one of the conversations I had with a guy was, I was like, hey Jeff, can you log into your computer? And he was like, oh, I don't know my login. I'm like, Jeff, it's just your first initial last name. Oh, I don't know that. And I'm like, bro, you don't know your name? And as you get to talk, like, some of them were nice, absolute sweethearts. I love some of them. And others, they were just like, you were going to, if I put anything down, you're just going to take it and try and sell it for meth. And then they were telling me these horror stories of like how, these people would actually come in, start doing lines of coke at their desks, or, they have their government-assisted phones, and then they sell them for drugs. So that was like, I was there for like 24 hours, a little more than 24 hours dealing with this, just mind-blowing. Like, we have this as an office, and I went back and I complained. And I'm like, what? This shouldn't even be allowed. So, long story short, yeah, they shut it down a month after I went down there. So I'm mad. Like, I flew down there, gave up a Sunday, had to like reschedule a bunch of things. Just to make this trip happen, just for them to finally realize it wasn't worth it. So what ended up happening was they shut it down, and I had to remotely reset every computer I went down in to set up in the first place. And you know what happened? Them crackheads stole the computers.